Imagine a close friend comes up to you looking totally stressed out, rubbing their eyes and says, I have this massive job interview tomorrow morning, but my mind is spinning. I can't sleep, and I feel completely unprepared. What on earth should I do? What would you tell them?
Oh man, Mia, we've all been in that exact nightmare scenario. I'd look them straight in the eye and say, listen, take a deep breath. First of all, you ought to close those interview notes right now. You'd better get at least 7 hours of solid sleep, and hey, you could practice answering a couple of questions in front of the mirror tomorrow morning over coffee.
Wow, look at that. In just one breath, you used ought to, had better, and could.
Exactly. And that is the real secret sauce to giving great advice in English. Beginners usually get stuck on just one single word, should. And while should is totally fine, repeating it 10 times in a row makes you sound like a robot reading a manual.
Right. It sounds like a strict parent lecturing you. In the real world, giving advice is all about nuance and tone. Offering a gentle, friendly suggestion to a coworker requires a totally different vibe than warning a friend about an urgent danger.
That's it. Today, we're unlocking the complete advice and recommendation toolkit. In episode 16, we're breaking down the power levels, should versus ought to versus had better versus could. How to give gentle suggestions, how to recommend awesome books and restaurants, and how to avoid common grammar traps.
Welcome to Level 2, Episode 16 of the English Ladder here on English Loom. I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo. Let's climb together.
Before we jump into today's lesson, a huge shout out to everyone who tackled the episode 15 homework on future plans. Reading your sentences using will, going to, and present continuous was so exciting.
Yes, your grammar accuracy is getting sharper with every single episode. Seriously, give yourselves a round of applause.
And if you're joining our community for the first time today, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any intermediate breakthroughs. Now, let's jump straight into episode 16.
All right, let's break down the 4 power levels of giving advice.
Power level 1, should and ought to for general good ideas and sensible habits. Should is your everyday standard, while ought to sounds a bit more thoughtful or formal. For example, you should drink more water throughout the day. Or, we ought to double check the budget before submitting the proposal.
Power level 2, could and why don't you for gentle suggestions and relaxed brainstorming. When you don't want to sound bossy or pushy, use could to present an idea as just one friendly option. For example, you could try taking the subway today. It might beat the traffic. Or, why don't you talk to your manager and ask for a quick extension?
Memword, serious warning tone. Power level 3, had better or contracted as you'd better for urgent warnings and real consequences. This is much stronger than should. When you tell someone you'd better do this, you are saying if you don't do this right now, something really bad is going to happen. For example, you'd better leave for the airport now or you're going to miss that flight. Or we'd better save this project file before the laptop battery dies.
Notice that quick pronunciation. Native speakers almost never say had better, we say you'd better or we'd better.
Power level 4, if I were you, I would, for deep, empathetic personal advice. This is when you imagine yourself standing right in the other person's shoes. For example, if I were you, I would take that job offer in a heartbeat. Or if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't stress so much about minor mistakes.
All right, quiz time. Mia, I'm going to throw 3 crazy situations at you. Let's see which advice structure you pick.
Laughing. Bring it on, Leo. I'm ready.
Situation 1. Your best friend has been coughing heavily and running a dangerously high fever for 3 days straight without seeing a doctor.
Oh, no way. That is an emergency. I'd say you'd better go to the clinic right this second.
Perfect. Situation 2. A friend is bored on weekends and wants to start a fun, creative new hobby.
Gentle brainstorming. I'd say you could try watercolor painting, or why don't you join a weekend hiking club?
Spot on. And situation 3. A coworker asks for your honest personal take on handling a super difficult client.
Personal empathy. I'd say if I were you, I would set up a quick video call to clear the air.
Boom, 3 out of 3. Perfect emotional delivery.
Now, let's jump into another super fun part of daily conversations, recommending your favorite things.
Yes, think about how often people ask, hey, what movie should I watch tonight? Or do you know any great restaurants around here?
When you genuinely love something, don't just say, it is good. Throw some energy into it. Here are 3 high-impact recommendation phrases.
Phrase 1, you have to try or you must watch. You have to try the seafood pasta at that corner bistro. It is out of this world.
Phrase 2, I can't recommend it highly enough. This is the ultimate stamp of approval. I just finished that new productivity book. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Phrase 3, whatever you do, don't. Use this for strong negative advice or things to avoid. Whatever you do, don't go to that museum on a Saturday afternoon. The queues are endless.
Now, let's hear all of these modal verbs, urgent warnings, and glowing recommendations come alive in 2 natural dialogues.
Dialogue 1 is between 2 colleagues, Mia and Leo, taking a quick coffee break at the office.
Ugh, Leo, I have been staring at this computer screen for 6 straight hours, and my eyes are literally burning.
Oh, Leo, you look totally wiped out. You ought to step away from your desk for at least 15 minutes.
I know, but this client report is due by 5 p.m. I'm panicking.
Listen to me. You'd better take a quick break right now or you're going to make sloppy mistakes in the final numbers. Why don't you grab a glass of cold water and walk around the block?
You know what? You're completely right. My brain is fried.
Go. And hey, if I were you, I'd put on some instrumental music when you get back. It works wonders for focus.
Smiles. Great tip. I'm stepping out right now.
Dialogue 2 takes place over dinner, where Mia is asking Leo for travel recommendations for an upcoming trip.
Eagerly. Leo, you visited Rome last summer, right? I'm heading there next month, and I need your top recommendations.
Gasping with excitement. Oh, Rome, you are going to fall in love with that city. First off, you absolutely have to book your Colosseum tickets online weeks in advance. Whatever you do, don't try buying them out the gate.
Takes out notepad. Good to know. Any food spots I shouldn't miss?
Passionate tone. There's this tiny family-owned trattoria hidden in the Trastevere neighborhood called Da Enzo. I can't recommend it highly enough. You must order their authentic carbonara.
Drooling sound effect. Laughing. Stop, you're making me hungry already. Added to the top of my list.
Awesome. Now it's time for our favorite Level 2 segment, Say It Better.
In this segment, we call out 4 very common grammar traps people fall into when giving advice.
Mistake number 1. You had better to leave now.
Why it's wrong, had better is followed by the bare infinitive. Never put to after it.
Say it better. You'd better leave now.
Mistake number 2, I suggest you to take a taxi.
Why it's wrong? Suggest cannot take the pattern suggest plus person plus to verb. Use I suggest that you take a taxi or I suggest taking a taxi.
Say it better, I suggest taking a taxi or I suggest you take a taxi.
Mistake number 3. If I was you, I will buy it.
Why it's wrong, for hypothetical advice, use the subjunctive were and pair it with would, not will.
Say it better. If I were you, I would buy it.
Mistake number 4, you ought to call him.
Why it's wrong. Unlike other modal verbs, ought must have to after it.
Say it better. You ought to call him.
Time for our word tour recap of today's expressive advice vocabulary.
Structure 1, you'd better, verb. An urgent warning about negative consequences. Example, you'd better set an alarm.
Structure 2.
Why don't you verb, a friendly, non-bossy suggestion. Example, why don't you take a short nap?
Structure 3, if I were you, I would, verb, giving personal empathetic advice. Example, if I were you, I'd ask for feedback.
Phrase 4, I can't recommend it highly enough, giving your highest praise for an experience or item.
Phrase 5, whatever you do, don't, a strong warning against doing something regrettable.
And now it is time for your Level 2 interactive homework assignment.
In the YouTube comments section below, imagine your friend says, I want to improve my English speaking fluency, but I get nervous talking to people. What should I do?
Give them advice using 3 distinct structures. Use you could or why don't you for a gentle suggestion. Use if I were you, I would for personal advice. Use you'd better or whatever you do, don't for an urgent tip or warning.
For example, why don't you practice speaking out loud to yourself for 10 minutes a day? If I were you, I would shadow podcast dialogues on English Loom. Whatever you do, don't let fear stop you from making mistakes.
Drop your advice in the comments below. Leo and I will read every comment and give you personalized feedback.
In episode 17, we will climb higher on level 2 to master navigating real-world English, shopping, returns, refunds, and bargaining.
Hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and practice using these expressive advice phrases with friends today.
Keep climbing, stay dedicated, and we'll see you in episode 17.
Bye, everyone.
Catch you in the next one.